And welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey.
I am Rundgren.
We've got some stuff to talk about tonight. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to 2024.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Let me know when you start writing 2023 on stuff.
Joke's on you, I never started. It's been 2022 for years.
2024 really starts. Well, it's not a big deal now as much anymore, I don't think. Unless you're in school, you got to put the date on the paper or anything. Yeah. Now, when a lot of people wrote checks,
the
first 2 months, all the checks had a scratch out on the date, for the year.
I still have to write checks, and that's a weird feeling nowadays. You know that moment where the check goes into the machine and then comes back out, and you're like, did not take it? No, it's fine. It's just rereading it again. Okay, we're fine. We're good.
Yeah. I don't know.
A little bit of a panic there. Anyway, nobody's going to know what we're talking about with that. So, do we have a pop quiz tonight, sir?
Yes, sir, you do. Yes, you do. Let me see if I can get my notes straight here.
Oh, there's a website that lets you check to see if the if the McDonald's ice cream machines are broken or not in your area.
I'm sure there is, yeah.
That's great.
I'm tired of that.
I'm not going to show it on stream because it immediately showed my exact location. But, that's great.
Fun. Really good. All right. I got some questions for you. And get situated here.
I learned a long time ago to, if you open a link, don't open it on stream. Open it on the other monitor.
Sounds wise.
People send me stuff and I can't trust them.
Yeah. I believe it.
Come on, Trey.
Well, look, man. Let me ask you this first question.
Okay.
What do you call the dots on a dice? What do you call the dots on dice?
Oh, this is going to be very wrong, but I'm going to say we call them decimals. I feel like I've heard that before.
No, they're called pips.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense.
They are called pips. The dots on dice are called pips.
Dice number.
Dice numbers. Yes. Technically. All right. In what card game do you have the flop, the turn, and the river?
Flop, turn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Canasta?
No. Texas Hold'em.
Oh, okay.
Texas Hold'em. That's what I'm doing there. Okay. San Francisco's Charles Fay introduced what popular gambling innovation in 1899?
Okay, can you read that for me one more time? I'm sorry.
Yes. The San Francisco's Charlie Fay introduced what popular gambling innovation in 1899?
Roulette.
No, it was the very first slot machine called the Liberty Bell.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I don't know why the Liberty Bell, but sure, okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Maybe it was in Pennsylvania. I don't know. Philadelphia, whatever.
Pip is what you call the tiny chocolate bar. Bunch of squares.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually a pip is kind of used in a lot of different places.
Yeah, I did not know that. Yeah.
Dark's beating you, by the way.
I'm not surprised.
Which famous Las Vegas Casino was named for a showgirl's legs?
I don't know what any of the famous casinos in Vegas are called.
I bet you do. I bet you know one. It's not the right answer, but I bet you know one.
Nightlife. Okay.
No. Well, I bet you heard of Caesar's Palace, right?
Yeah, I didn't realize it was like I
Yeah,
thought that
yeah.
was a hotel mixed with a
All right.
casino. I guess they all are in a weird. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. So, but that's not the one I'm talking to. So Bugsy Siegel
Okay.
named the flamingo for the long legs of Virginia Hill.
Sure.
His statuesque girlfriend. He felt that the flamingo was a bit classier than the va voom. That was almost its name, but it ended up being the flamingo. So.
I think he made the better choice.
I think so. Let's do that. Okay. True or false? In New Jersey, casino gambling is only allowed in Atlantic City.
I don't know anything about Jersey, so I'm gonna say true.
That is true.
Ooh.
That is true. Good job. You gotta give you a check mark there.
Thank you
for that.
Let's finally get one.
Okay. Here's question
Catching up, Dark.
number 6. In poker, the odds of getting this are 649,740 to 1. What is it?
Don't think the odds for a full house are that high. I think that's low. I'm gonna say aces high, 4 aces.
No, it's a royal flush.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. This is a weird one.
The chances of having fun.
Right. Royal flush. Yeah, royal flush. Doc's beating you again. Name the 3 legs in order of which they are run of horse racing's Triple Crown. If you don't put it in order, I'll still give it to you.
No idea anything about horse racing. I watched Hidalgo. That's as much as I know about horse racing.
I know you know one race.
That's the 3 legs.
Yeah, it's 3 different races. If you want the Triple Crown in horse racing, you got to win at each one of these.
The Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, that's one. And that's actually the very first one you got to win.
Okay, then you need Tallahassee Turnpike. And finally, you wrap it all up with the Denver Bend.
Okay. So, the first one you got right was the Kentucky Derby. Then you got to go win the Preakness. And then you got to go win the Belmont Stakes.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Right on, yeah. I feel like the Kentucky Derby is like, I think that's like the big inaugural race.
Yeah.
The teams are there's a bunch of pomp and circumstances about it. So a lot of people know about that one. Okay. 3 more. 3 more. Okay. It is. Yeah, it's huge. It is. Who financed his political career with the tens of thousands of dollars he won playing poker in the South Pacific during World War II? They do wear dumb hats for Darby, yes. Whole thing.
Al Gore.
Wow. Don't think of much of Al Gore, do you? Okay. Actually, when I tell you this, you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." It was Richard Nixon. I thought Richard Nixon started his political
I
career.
almost said Nixon, and then I was like, yeah, but he was involved in some other companies over here, so that's probably where he got his money from first.
Yeah, he was also involved in Watergate over here.
Yeah.
Not a very nice guy. Anyway,
Yeah.
well, he's very paranoid. Okay.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gore.
What's odd about the sum of all the numbers on the roulette wheel? He's rich, right?
Yeah. They don't add up to 1,000?
And you think that would be odd?
That would be odd to me.
Okay. Well, you're technically right. They don't add up to 1,000. They actually add up to 666.
Oh boy, yeah, that is
They
odd.
add up to 666. Yes. No, the sum of all the numbers on a roulette wheel add up to 666. All right.
Choice.
You should get this one.
Okay.
You have no excuse for not getting for this one. It would be just as right. It is. It would. That's funny. It would just about be as bad as when you're asked, who says "Taste the Rainbow" and you say "Starburst." But you fixed it. You fixed it. You fixed it. You fixed it. So take a breath. What do the opposite sides of a six-sided dice cube always add up to?
7.
I got it. And you keep your
7.
average, sir.
7.
Who right, sir? Good job. Chat's all over that one. Everybody's all over that. Yes. I think Dart got you by 1.
Yeah, that's fair. I deserve that one.
Well, hey,
That was
look.
Nixon.
None of these pop quizzes I'm giving you are meant to be easy.
That's true. My answer was 7.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Well,
good job, sir.
Thank you. Ready to talk about some Turn A?
Turn A Gundam. Yeah.
I'm going to put up the spoilers because we're pretty deep into the series now. Spoiler Boo is up.
Before I even heard the question. All right, on.
Episodes 36 to 45.
45. Yeah. Strange little batch of episodes going through here. I knew we were losing Midgard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was going to be quite like that, just slapped by a suit.
Yep. Pretty great.
That. Yeah, it was. He got everything he deserved. I think they go overboard a little bit in showing how dumb the others are in space.
Yeah, sure.
Having a guy put in a barrel and thrown out.
Yeah. No, she's not. She's not.
No.
Didn't want to spoil that for either one of you.
Yeah.
I think if nothing else, these are Harry's episodes for sure.
I think so. I think my two favorite characters, the two favorite characters through this, that's the best saying ever. Might be, I really like Lieutenant Harry a lot.
Yeah.
And I like the journey Sochi takes.
Yeah. Sochi has a really nice arc.
Yeah. I did. I like the way she takes. Also, I don't know. She's kind of a hothead, but out of everybody in that show, if she goes, yeah, I'm on your side. You're my partner now.
Yeah.
We're doing this. She's gonna stay there.
Yeah.
I do like the dynamic of Diane and Kilo.
Yeah.
Going through that. And I like how
she grows. She
Grows,
does
yeah.
grow dark.
Yeah, she does. She does grow and change a little bit, and she goes through some stuff. She's still a kid.
Yeah.
She's still very much a kid. So let's do that. But I do like the dynamic between. You don't get much bigger after that.
Nope.
The relationship between Diana and Khalil.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, bright slap game first. Yes.
You know who needs a bright slap? Gwen Sard Lineford.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Now the at the end of that with Gwen, right?
Yeah.
Gwen and Jim.
Gim Ginganum.
Gwen and Gim. Right. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm gonna see after it plays out. It seems kind of seems out of place for him in a weird way.
Okay.
Going to I have to see. I don't know. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that goes, you know what? I just give up on all y'all.
Yeah.
Let me go. Jabberoo was in something else, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
So my only real complaint with Turn A, because again, I've mentioned a couple times, Turn A is my favorite Gundam series. I love Turn A. My only real complaint is still the same as it's always been. I think they introduced Gim Ginganum way too late, and they spend too much time not focusing on what turns out to be like a big part of the plot, which is the dark history, and then right at the end they go, "Hey, and here's the Turn X." You're like, "Oh, all right, we no build up, just here it is." Okay.
I honestly, I don't think, and I realize how out of place I'm talking here, talking to the great. Yeah. Oh, what Tomino ends up bringing into this is a bit overdone.
Sure.
Because the way he's got it set up now, it had to have been like hundreds of thousands of years between this and the Universal Century.
Yeah. No, it's been a long time, and I like the twist. I think there were some things they could have done to make it make more sense. But I think the biggest problem the show has is that it's only 50 episodes, and they tried to rush everything with the moon stuff.
I like Tomino's ideas. I don't think he can tell a story.
Yeah.
Like, I love Stephen King, but I'm never going to tell anybody he's a good writer.
Right.
Stephen King is not a great author. He's a fantastic storyteller.
Oh yeah, great story.
He's not a good writer.
Well, Turn X is not. I think you might be, Dark. Tell me if I'm wrong. I think you might be confusing.
But he's not near as good as a storyteller.
Gundam X and the Turn X.
Yeah.
The Turn X is a separate thing made just for this show. It's not from anything else.
Yeah, but some of the stuff that goes on is definitely from very hearable Gundams.
All I'm saying is one of the best moves in all of Gundam shows up again in Turn A because the Turn X can use it. And he literally yells it out, and when he did, I heard Rugrid groan next to me.
It's gotten bad. This show for so long was going. I really, really enjoyed it. As it's getting into this last part, it's kind of getting like, man, are you just trying to throw everything against the wall here at the end?
Yeah, it's rushing to the ending for sure.
Or what's going on? Like, all of a sudden we've got, new factions, new people, not even hinted about before.
But we got a chessboard floor.
Yeah. It's really dumb.
No, Turn A is a wonderful show that rushes towards the ending, and in that way it reminds me a lot of like kind of what happens with Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back is almost a perfect movie, right? But right towards the end of Empire, when they go, "Oh, hey, Luke, your friends are in trouble," it kind of goes, "We got to get there right now," and it just rushes to that ending, and it's not a bad ending. I think it's a better ending than what Turn A's ending is. Don't misunderstand me. But I think that Empire does rush a little bit. And that's the same problem that Turn A has.
Yeah. Oh, the Morgan character. Oh, yeah. This could be...
Watch out, bearded man!
I think this show could have definitely been on another level.
Yeah.
There's so much of it that I do enjoy.
Yeah.
I think is good. But yeah, it's back to the kind of Tamino thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's where it's like, no, this is not thought through well.
Yeah.
You can't just spring this at the end of it and act like you've been, it was a twist the whole time.
Yeah, we needed to have met Agrippa Maintainer and Gingam sooner.
Or had something, to describe.
Unironically, though, Dark, I think you will like this later stuff because it does feel more like a Gundam series at this point, where there's a bunch of different factions and there's a bunch of weird mobile suits and there's Gundams doing cool stuff. And I think you're gonna love Gin Ginganum because he doesn't mess around. He's just Gim Ginganum.
No, she's not gonna like the rest of the show.
You don't think so?
No, once you see everything that they brought in,
yeah,
I know how she feels about other shows. She's not gonna like the rest of the show.
We'll see.
Yeah,
I agree with you, Remas, 100%. All right.
Oh God, dude, Remas, come on.
I agree with you, 100%. A little baby won't stand up there today. Well, shall we?
Dumb. Because we got Turn A, which, okay, that makes sense. That goes to like this B, right? And then you got Turn X.
Yeah.
And nothing happens when you flip over an X. The same letter.
They even mentioned that in the show. Friend all does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
If kind of, I do have to kind of agree with Dark though. I think Diane and Kalel, that dynamic, what they're doing, how they act in the show, because so many times each one of them has caught somebody else by surprise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Either Diane by acting, they don't expect her to act that human.
Mm-hmm.
Like the scene where Sochi finds out that was the queen that cried in front of her father, that she saw working in the hospital and stuff like that. And then you see the surprise from the other characters. And this is just one time for each, right?
Yeah.
It happens multiple times where they're like, wait, Khalil, that was you giving that speech there when we were talking about that?
Good
they're
stuff.
thoroughly impressed by both of them. And I'm kind of waiting for the, somehow she's a descendant from a sister or something.
Sure, yeah.
Some reason they look exactly alike. But we'll finish it off soon.
I have more to go.
I do like Harry's sumo. I do think it's an interesting. There's a couple suits that reminded me of BattleTech suits. The big bad boy in BattleTech was called the Atlas. And if you pull it up, it looks like kind of looks like a couple of suits from that, the way it's set up and the way it looks.
Yeah. No, I like Harry Ord's sumo. One thing I wanted to mention too, as an ad comes in, the new OP and ED change is completely unnecessary right at the end of the show.
Yeah, it's also not very good. I mean, the first OP, at least that song had kind of like original sound to it.
Yeah.
Kind of had, you'd almost expect it to be off, like I said, it's got a lot of it's got the James Bond chord in it. It's got a lot of, all of that. It's got,
yes,
I don't know. It had an original sound to it.
Yeah.
Not saying it's great. He's a big bag Beetleborg. That's a completely different thing. Babe. Come on. Right. But the new OP,
Century Color.
It just sounds generic to me.
Yeah. I like it as an OP. I think like in a different show and earlier on in the show when things are all like happy fun times, it wouldn't be bad. But when we're at the last stretch and people are dying, it's like, this is not the time for happy fun time OP.
Well, I don't think either one of the EDs, the ending credit was great.
Sure.
Yeah. At this point, though, I'm kind of like, yeah, just stick with the original. Take it to the end of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's what happened in Double Zeta, right? Character dies and pans out.
Oh, now?
Yeah.
It's an asteroid, gets blown up.
Yep. And then it just cuts to dun, 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 after they just cried over Hamad's,
I tell you what, we can run a test on Dark right now to see how she'll feel about the rest of the shows.
Okay.
Yeah. If you know what the Dark Gundam is, there's something you're gonna catch later.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of all the things to choose to bring back.
If you know anything about Dark Gundam, something will make sense later. Because that happened in that universe.
Yep. Rumble Raw's pretty great.
I do like Rumble Raw a lot. I like the character. That setup was great. In a very short time. See, that was good storytelling around Rumble Raw too, right? In a very short time, you find out he's an honorable man.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is no Zaku.
And
Ozaku
he's got a
indeed.
loving wife. He's got a loving wife who's just as intrepid as he is.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got loyal people behind. You get a lot to understand Rumble Raw in a very small time.
Yeah.
Even that line that he gives, which is great. No Zaku, boy. No Zaku.
Legendary meme.
Right? That's that you understand Rumble Raw in a matter of scenes.
Yep.
As you need to.
Well, welcome, Waverly.
Right? Just lucky. Look, we watched Wing already. You've gone down.
Dark has been losing her mind.
If you know who the Dark Gundam is, yeah, you must understand every Gundam you've watched up to this point, which I didn't quite understand. I thought this was a universal century.
Yeah.
Long time this. No. Every Gundam you've watched to this point is canon. Might have been a different universe, but it happened way in the past of this. Because in all the different parallel universes and all the different stories, there's always been Gundam.
Yep.
He hadn't always had a mustache. That's what makes Turn A special.
Yep.
But there's always been a Gundam.
Ability to spin its arms and to fly.
Yeah. No, what he's doing at the end of the show just kind of makes it crash. Yeah, like I honestly.
No, I get it. I get it for sure.
The hope that I had at the start. Because I'm like, yeah, obviously he listened to Miyazaki on some stuff. But the ending of the show, after I gave you how the show was created, which is fact, I don't care what anybody says, going through that, now I understand fully that second argument why Miyazaki says, I don't care what you do with it, just don't put my name on it. It's because of these 5 episodes.
No, I get why anybody would walk away feeling that way. Yeah, and the Turn A can be a washing machine. I still love the show. I think that it has some wonderful character work. Music is great.
I think it does too. Like picking around about the washing machine stuff, you show the Gundam working.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of the machines are used for moving stuff. They can help clean it. It don't just have to be it don't have to be just a war machine.
Yeah. But I think, to Dark's point, that's one of the best things about Gundam. That we have varying degrees of great and terrible, and we have varying degrees of like the what I'm looking for of the genre, the vibe, right? Yeah, it is. And I think that Turn A, for me, that's the best Gundam right there. But somebody else is going to see Destiny and go, hey, that's the best Gundam. Like, whoa, sure.
I'm just waiting for you. I know we're a little bit ahead of you right now, Dark, which is I think we don't normally do. Ahead of you with these 5 episodes, but yeah, I'm very interested in what you have to say, Dark. After this, I want to see where it goes. Cause I know that you've had some harsher feelings about Turn A overall than I have. So
we haven't got there. Will we haven't got there yet? I made that person up for Destiny. There's all I'm saying is there's a podcast I used to listen to for many years before they stopped doing it for Gundam. And they would have somebody that would send in emails that was the biggest Destiny defender I'd ever heard of. And the arguments they made sense, but I could not agree with any of them.
Yeah.
But,
I don't think, I honestly, I think the man's got great ideas. If he was a better storyteller.
Sure.
This would be great.
No, it wasn't my alter ego. I can't stand Gundam Seed. I like Double Zeta more than I like Gundam Seed Destiny. I think I like Victory more than I like Gundam Seed Destiny.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a weird feeling. I would still rather watch Destiny than Char's Counterattack again, though. What it's worth.
Well, yeah.
I am a Gundam.
Or squirt lemon juice in my eye and watch Charge Counterattack.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing we're gonna get to when we get to Gundam Seed Destiny.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Always things to look forward to.
First half was okay. Yeah. The first half was fine. If it had continued the first half, it would have been way better. Second half falls apart. We're gonna get to Destiny though. Seed is next, so Seed is okay. Destiny is terrible. Hope you look forward to that.
We'll see.
Let's move into weeks then. And we already had an ad, so we don't have to run another one. How's your week been?
It's been okay. It's been okay. Got to play Lotro, so I was good with that. That was cool.
Yeah.
And I played Lotro with you for a couple hours, and then I played like 3 or 4 hours with Faith. We got like 3 levels on different characters.
Nice.
She's in the kinship, so we run around.
You can join as well on Landreval.
Yes, we're on Landreval. But that's always fun, right? Because I played that game for like 16 years now, and it's actually kind of cool getting to play with people. So, yeah, I have other people running around, which is a weird thing, seeing people in like nobody's been in the zone.
Yeah, it is weird. It is weird.
And then there's people running around there.
Because when you first got me into it, it was empty unless I was in Bree, pretty much. And it has jumped so much. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
And
good sign. I still got to get Umbar.
Yeah,
I haven't gone through that yet. But
speaking of Lotro, if you want Lotro with us or along with us, or you just want to talk Lotro with us, you can check out the Discord. And we've got a Lotro section in the Discord. So if you only care about Lotro, or if you only care about Gundam, you can go to the Discord and you can hang out there. Talk. We got sections for both of those.
Just worry about the Gundam. Okay. All right. Well, there's one thing that's been okay for the most part, not 100%, by any means. We've been okay is Gundam design.
Oh, Seed has so many good ones too.
All right.
The Buster and the Duel look amazing. I love the Aegis. Forbidden is wonderful.
Okay.
I'll stop. I don't want to spoil you. I don't want you to go in with preconceptions. Seed. Yeah, chat took care of that. All right. Anything else you want to talk about in your week, or?
Trying to think if I had anything else going on or watch anything. Haven't played Don't Starve in a few days. Don't Starve together.
Right.
Don't Starve together. I haven't played that in a few days. Maybe we can spend some time tonight playing that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know. I need something to watch. I'll think about it this week.
Have you considered Kamen Rider?
No. Didn't show up on the radar at all.
Curious,
No.
Okay.
Not at all. No. Power Rangers, no. I didn't watch last year. I didn't watch the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah.
Probably go ahead and get them out of the way here.
Sure.
That
Strays are so good. Great.
it's basically a Liger from Zoids.
You'll see. Don't spoil them on too much, chat.
Oh my gosh.
Don't spoil them on too much.
Going through. Trying to think. Like I said, trying to think of anything else. Took care of some other stuff. Got trash out, cleaned up. I actually managed to take a shower today. That's always good.
Good point, Faith.
We'll do there.
Don't check and make sure it's not a fellowship quest. Doing it. I've done that myself.
Yes. Don't do the group quest right by yourself, unless you get inspiration. Anyway.
From the Astray manga, Dark. All right. Well.
All right. Well, how was your week, sir?
My week was, it's busy as it usually is. Worked at my different jobs, and got a little bit of time to put in some stuff. No, unfortunately, the Astrays had like OVAs, but they didn't ever have their own show. They're mangas. No, but the katanas are cool. I got a little bit more time put into Octopath Traveler 2.
Okay.
And got another 4 characters final chapters done, so I just have 2 more final chapters, some paired paths, and then the final like everything comes together deal. And at the everything comes together deal, then I'm done. After that, I've done all the world exploration I need to do, beat all the optional bosses I need to do, except for the final boss that's optional. And then after that, it'll pretty much be Goaty time, because I'm also right at the final part of Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay, good.
So I'm at the point where they said, if you go here, you might not be able to come back. And it's like, okay, that's the point of no return. We've wrapped up everything else, so it is time. Goaty's not over till I say it's over, Dark. So,
it's 2024, man.
Yeah, I really don't like doing Goaty before the end of the year, because I feel like it's like, hey, you had all of that year to be able to play the games. Why are you doing Goaty like right before the end of the year? You could have played another game in that time, you know.
Yeah, but what games were released at the end of the year?
Vampire Survivors DLC, which I played. Okay. Ooh, I'm safe. When am I going to do another playthrough? Look, I've already done 5 full playthroughs of that game, but we are going to go back and do some streams at some point, and I'll get to Custom Mech Wars in a minute. We are going to go back and do some streams of trying to S-rank all the missions in Armored Core 6. So at some point, we're going to do some S-rank streams.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm a firm believer it should be in January. It should not be in December. And so as soon as I finish the 2 games that are right at the end, then I'll record my Goaties.
Okay.
But since Freemouse brought it up, let's talk about Custom Mech Wars, which is the first game that I've refunded on Steam after a stream. That game is bad. I hate it too, because I really wanted to like it. I really did. And
yeah,
it just, you don't play a lot of mech building games, right?
No.
But you've mentioned Mech Warrior earlier, so you're aware of the way the genre normally works.
I am aware of the tabletop playing game.
Okay. So imagine in the tabletop playing game, if you said, hey, I want to have a handful of these parts so I can make cool mechs. And then whoever's running the game says, okay, but once you put it on a mech, you can't use it on anything else. You can't take it from that one to put it on a different one. You got to go make another one using resources you get from running missions. But I already own it. Why can't I just move it over here? Well, no, you can't do that because you already put it on that guy. You got to go in and individually take it off that guy to be able to put it on the other one. Otherwise, you got to make another one. And there's ranks to the items, so you got to craft higher ranks from running missions. And also, I'm gonna let you test a suit. I'm gonna let you build a thing. I'm gonna let you put a car and build a mech on top of the car with arms and guns and stuff. I'm gonna let you test that. And when you go to use it, I'm going to tell you that it's over the weight limit. I didn't tell you that when you got to test it and actually play with it and see how fun it would be. I only told you that when you went to leave the garage with it to go actually go do the rest of the game. Because that's when you need to know, not when you're testing things and get to have fun with it, right?
You got no way to know what weight you're supposed to have beforehand?
No.
Okay.
So then I get into the missions because the parts are locked behind mission progression, which that's fine. A lot of games are like that. Get into the missions, And it's just waves upon waves upon waves of endlessly respawning minions. And you just gotta keep killing them. And if your suit gets broken down, you fly to a point and summon in a new one because they do incredible amounts of damage.
What?
And so it's attrition every single time. I blew up my ally instantly at the start of a mission because I was already annoyed by the third mission, right?
Yeah.
Ally just kept talking like nothing happened.
What's your ally do to make him get blown up and killed?
He was just there.
Yeah, okay.
And then he kept talking like nothing happened. He just...
I don't know. Gundam's release is weird over everything.
Yeah, there should be a Gundam Breaker 4. Absolutely.
Like the way they release games, when you look back over them, what they want to hold on to, and you know what they toss aside.
Yeah.
The anime seems to be like, okay, we're doing a Gundam. All right, we've done that one. Let's do a Gundam.
Yeah.
All right, let's wait 10 years. Then we'll do another Gundam.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. The release schedule is weird.
They've gotten a lot closer in release schedule over the last few years as multiple teams make Gundam now. Because it's not just Tomino making series. But, yeah, the games are still... They put out a mobile Gundam Breaker 2 years ago. And they put...
Don't you?
Right. Then they put out Gundam Evolution and SD Gundam Battle Alliance. Those are the last Gundam games we've had. Where are the rest?
There is no Gundam Evolution anymore, is there?
No, there's not. It's gone.
Yeah.
So, New Gundam Breaker's not. We're gonna have to do that in a stream at some point. I'm gonna hate it, but
that's not cool
because we're doing Gundam games once a month.
Well, you know there's been promising a live action Gundam since 2011.
Yeah.
You know. I can't even say. Supposedly last year at some point it was going to go into production, but I don't think that ever went through.
Yeah, I don't think it did either. Well, I mean, yes, we'll play SD Gundam Battle Alliance, but we can't just play the same Gundam game every time. We gotta switch it up.
How many times you go through Armored Core on stream?
Look, that's not the point. I
just try to have some consistency here.
We were doing a full playthrough. That's why we did that. But
it's Mino, man. Come on.
That's a compliment, Trey. No, Remas has a good point there, where at least in MechWarrior that makes sense to do it, where you only have the one version of the part and you got to strip it, and because it's about the economy. Custom Mech Wars is not. It's just, you know, it's just a mess. And even when you get cool stuff, like at one point I was able to jam a bazooka into the crotch of my mech. And I was all excited because I was going to boost up and fire a bazooka shot into the head of an enemy. And it doesn't matter. You fire the bazooka and it just flies up instead to normal height. It doesn't... You can't even do that. We were so excited about it, and you can't even do that.
Yeah.
Why did the game let me put it there if it wasn't going to let me do a nutbuster?
I don't know. I'm sorry your crotch rocket didn't get to hit anybody in the head.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, like halfway through the stream, we stopped playing that. We went back to Armored Core 6, got some S ranks, and I refunded Custom Mech Wars. But
I'm not doing it no more.
Yeah.
What's that channel where that guy goes and tries to beat the game in 2 hours and refund it?
I don't remember the channel name, but I know what you're talking about.
He's done it with a stupid amount.
Yeah, they did. I did talk to them about removing the achievements, so they're not on my list anymore.
I don't want anybody to know that I played this game.
Right. And they did. They did remove it. So.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Steve.
Yeah. All right. Well, we won't, Dark. Dang.
I sent an email and was like, hey, this is a really dumb request, but I like my achievements being just for games that I like, and I hated this game. Can you remove those achievements? And the guy was like, yeah, sure, no problem, bro.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's customer service right there.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's Custom Mech Wars. Just go play Gundam Breaker 3 instead. It's an infinitely better game. I wanted to like Custom Mech Wars so bad They didn't even like give me access to like fun parts. They just gave me default stuff, and I got like 4 missions deep and was still just getting default stuff.
Speaking of access to fun parts, let me check in with my love here in a minute. Never mind. Go ahead. I'll do it after the.
I really love EDF, which is also jank, right? But in EDF, a couple missions in, you're already getting missile launchers that fire like rockets out, or blasters that when you fire it up, it has an orb and it cascades down into extra orbs that cascade down, you know? Yeah, absolutely. It's very jank, but you get cool stuff right away, and it makes you want to keep playing missions to get more cool stuff. Custom Mech Wars doesn't have that, so all it has left is the jank. Jank without the fun is no jank at all.
Yes.
Anyway, we can move on. I did have one last thing.
Okay.
I'm kind of nervous to put this on screen, but because of what it's called. I read a manga called Instant Regret.
Okay.
And don't just Google instant regret. That'll get you some. Be careful with that. But it is a very short manga.
6 hours. It's strange.
It's a very short manga, about 8 chapters of. Also, thank you, Waverly. Of an immortal that fell in love with a human. And early on during that time had thrown away a elixir of immortality because she was like, why am I going to need this? I'm not going to fall in love with this human or anything. And so it's the desperate struggle of this immortal vampire to find a way to keep this man alive that she's fallen in love with, who is now like 90, and she's pushing him around in a wheelchair, and she's going to different magical people trying to find ways to make him immortal because she can't imagine living without him anymore. And it's terribly sad and terribly sweet, and I like it a lot, and I'm excited for more chapters.
So back in the early 90s, we had real vampires, or they sparkled or whatever. So Anne Rice put out Interview with a Vampire. That got really big. And then she had a second book called The Vampire Lestat, which I think is much better.
Yeah.
And it has some scenes like that.
Yeah.
Of, that you have, there's great times in immortality, but there's heartbreak as well. The one that always used to kill me, hurt my soul when I was a kid, was in Highlander.
Yeah.
With him and his wife, and she's getting old and died, and Queen singing "Who Wants to Live Forever."
Yeah.
And I'm scarred forever.
I'm not sure yet why she hasn't just bit him. I feel like there has to be a reason, because otherwise it kind of undermines the journey. So I feel like they're going to get into that dark, but we'll see.
Maybe in this universe, that's not how vampires are made.
Could be. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But that's it for my week. Let's get into not the reviews because we don't have any, but announcements.
Okay.
So we got a couple of these.
Okay.
First one is Infestation 88.
It's like Order 66, but somebody sends roaches to your house.
No, it's a Steamboat Willie horror game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was gonna happen.
They've been waiting for yesterday for a while.
It seemed like, it's exactly what it is. Apparently the reason for the number dark is that it takes place in 1988. I don't know how true that is, but that's all we know about the game so far.
I need to go look at it. Okay. I'm gonna put a little star by that. I guess they don't have any screenshots or anything.
There's a trailer. There's an announcement trailer.
There's a trailer. Okay.
But
okay.
It's kind of hard to tell any information about it. It seems to
Just like a teaser trailer.
Yeah,
Thing.
Steamboat Willie running around a warehouse killing people.
In 1988.
That's what it seems like. I feel like they're probably trying to go for like the Bite of '87 kind of thing with Five Nights, but I don't know.
Yeah. Now I want to see Mickey Mouse and Night of the Comet.
I'm not looking forward to all the like horror Mickey Mouse stuff that's gonna be coming out.
Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're right. All the horror Steamboat Willie stuff.
Thank you. You got a few years before you can use Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, that's right. So the next announcement that we have here is kind of a weird one because it's not confirmed, but it's like soft confirmed.
Yeah.
And it's the Horizon MMO. Horizon as in like Aloy Horizon.
Okay.
And I say it's soft confirmed because an NCSoft employee kind of leaked it out on accident. They posted a job listing on LinkedIn with a codename logo that was basically just the Horizon logo.
Yeah.
And that led somebody to dig. And from what they found, it's called Project Skyline, which was also a name used for one of the Horizon games, Project Skyline. It's being made by... What's that?
Are there burritos?
Unfortunately, no.
I can't use that name. Not playing.
It's being made by NCSoft and not the main team at Guerrilla. But the PC and mobile ports, PC and mobile releases, made in UE5, and it's coming late in the year if it comes this year at all. But about 140 people seem to have been working on it in September. So it is on the way. But when you see like the images of the logos and everything that are official logos, that like copywritten logos, it's like, oh, well, what else could that be but Horizon? That is literally their font, you know?
Dark, I'm sure you can dig on the internet just a little bit. Just saying.
I'm sure. Find
what you need.
So, again, it's not like hard confirmed by the company, but it seems like they're doing something, you know.
You want a game? Okay, fair enough. I'm glad you've done your research. I commend you for that, though.
So then, finally, for announcements.
Yes.
Humble Choice games for the month.
Okay.
So we have a handful here. Midnight Suns, Marvel's Midnight Suns, which I'm kind of excited for because I've heard people say that was like a sleeper hit and nobody really talked about it because it fell off.
Yeah, I don't know much about that. Now, I know who the Midnight Suns are from the comic books.
Right.
You know, so I know it's going to have Ghost Rider in it.
Yeah.
And, a couple other.
It could be cool.
Wait, what are you talking about, Dark? Like Twister? Or Charades? Is that... Maybe I'm playing those wrong.
It'll also have 2 Point Campus. If you're somebody that loves the sim games, you can develop your own campus.
Cool.
Origami 2 is going to be in there, which is a really fun, at least the first one was, a really fun action game. Looking forward to the sequel. I didn't know anything about this game before I saw it here in Humble Choice, but yeah, it is. This is Ocho, the origami company. I'm trying to remember what they're called. I think it's Lensworks.
Okay, they've shut down. What do they have? Can you see any other games they had?
I know they made the first origami, but
yeah. Well, I don't know who made the first origami. That was a long time ago. Well,
I'm pulling it up to be sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. Go ahead. Sorry.
It was just a small studio that made these two games, huh?
Yeah, they made Origami Nightfall, the DLC, and Origami 2.
Okay. I apologize because I thought you were saying origami.
No.
Folding paper. And I was like, sure, I guess that'd be a fun game.
Right.
Fill there. I I've made a swan. If you pull its tail, its neck moves.
Right. Ocho, a top-down shooter with roguelike elements. Seems like it could be pretty cool.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool. Rogue Book, which is there's so many of these. It is a card battler with like an over-the-top cell-based movement.
Okay.
So it is fight and magic mixed with Slay the Spire, I guess,
Yeah.
Red Lantern, which is a game about the word I'm looking for, the dog sled team.
Oh,
Pick your dog sled team. It's a narrative dog sledding game about survival.
Of course it is. The Itinerod.
Yeah.
Are you doing the race? Or are
It
you
doesn't
just trying
look
to
like
go
it.
across- Okay.
I'm afraid that the dogs might die. I don't know for sure, but the survival thing makes me sad. Well, yeah, but I don't want the dogs to die.
Yeah, it doesn't go well. What was the other one Jack London wrote?
Just nervous about the fact that I think it was Call of the Wild, yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks like it could be cool. We might do a Friday stream on this. Hell Pie, which looks to be a platformer where you play as a little demon baby.
Okay.
You know, there's that. It does kind of look that way. And Twin Mirror by Don't Nod, which is a narrative adventure game.
Okay.
Some cool stuff in there. Not necessarily a month that I would say, if you're not already subscribed, that you should jump for. But there is some good stuff in there, you know.
Yeah.
Origami 2, I'm sure. I loved the first one. I'm sure the second one is good. And then, that's cool. And Twin Mirror looks interesting. Red Lantern looks interesting. And Midnight Suns look interesting. But otherwise, you know. For me, this is not a huge month in my mind. All right. Shall we move the news?
Yeah, wait. Yes.
So, starting off in the news, and I don't want anybody to think that I'm an authority in this. I am still very much a dumb person when it comes to graphics cards, but there's some crazy stuff coming this year in graphics cards. We've got NVIDIA, Intel, and AMD that are all adding different things. Like, I kind of expected it would all be the same stuff and trying to compete to make, but different things to their cards, different versions of AI to be able to try and make them better.
Yeah.
And make them more useful for what they're being used for. Unfortunately, what they're being used for in some places is not great, which has led to some restrictions. But
yes, yeah. As far as I know, that only covers one company.
Yeah, which is just NVIDIA, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to be expensive too, for sure.
Yes. Yes, they are. Well, see, NVIDIA's in trouble with the DOJ.
Yeah.
Because artificial intelligence is, kind of on the move. ChatGPT 5, if you keep up with it. If ChatGPT 5 is fixing to come out, and it's supposed to be a huge jump.
Right.
I don't think it's AGI.
Right.
If it is, I'll be very, very surprised and probably a little bit scared. But it's supposed to be a huge jump. And NVIDIA right now, I don't know all the details of it, but basically the DOJ is like saying, yeah, you have artificial intelligence capability on your cards, you're going to put them on them, right? And there was this certain, they had, high-end cards, had certain specifications that were, were able to do a lot, had a lot of power on the card. And the DOJ was like, yeah, okay, don't sell artificial intelligence to China then. And they put like a barrier on how powerful the car could be.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it is, but NVIDIA responded by going, okay, that's the line, then we're going to make a card that runs at that line.
Yeah.
And the DOJ responded back with, if you do that, we'll own the cards the next day.
Yeah.
So I don't know how deep it goes or whatever, but there's some shady stuff going on that with NVIDIA and the AI going into their graphic cards.
Yeah.
I haven't heard about I didn't know about the other two though.
Yeah.
Or what they were doing.
And I did want to highlight what they're doing with them because I think it is pretty cool. AMD has announced that, and again, I'm no expert on all the numbers. I'm kind of skipping past the numbers to just the cool stuff they're doing. But specifically, the new AMD card, the M1 300X, will be able to run Llama 2 on a single accelerator, which should make it a lot easier for it to be able to process a lot more information quickly. And they're also going to be using flash attention, hip graph, and VLLM. Should make it a lot easier to run things like roguelikes and particle acceleration and things like that.
Wait, you said VLLM?
Yeah.
Do you know if that stands for virtual large language model?
It is virtual, yes.
Very carefully. Very carefully. Dad, you got to be on the right side or they'll spit at you.
And then Intel is adding NLPs, which is a faster natural language processor to their card, which should allow for, as they put it, faster transmission of data.
Does the N in that stand for native?
They don't say, and I'm not sure on that one.
Okay. I need to look some stuff up on the other stuff. Because none of that other stuff's coming by to that. I was just kind of digging into like AI itself.
Right.
When the NVIDIA stuff popped up because like the legal issues and stuff.
Yeah. One thing that Intel definitely, I think, might have a leg up on it with is that they specify that they're going to have a 77% total cost of ownership reduction for customers. So that their cards will be cheaper, they say.
Okay.
And if true, I could see a lot of people jumping ship just to be able to get a cheaper card if it's still around that same power.
Yeah, if it'll run the game.
Right.
Or whatever you're processing.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Process the video in a decent amount of time, whatever it is.
We've got an interesting year ahead of us when it comes to competitors to NVIDIA.
Yeah. Yeah. I think all around we've got an interesting year ahead of us.
All right. So, I understand, Dark. Let's see.
Yeah. No, I don't trust government, period.
Right.
No.
Right. I don't think they have my best interest at heart.
No.
Speaking of people that do have your best interest at heart, though, with Xbox at least, Baldur's Gate 3 has a save bug, and it's a pretty bad one. And Larian's working on it right now, but I wanted to make sure we talked about it so that people know if you're playing Baldur's Gate 3 on Xbox, when you save right before you close the game, don't just immediately close the game. Do another save, just to be safe, and wait like a minute, and then close the game. Because the bug right now is making it where if you save and close the game, the bug is preventing the system from checking to see if you saved before the game closed. And so it doesn't actually write the save. It just has it in its hand, basically, that it's supposed to, and then doesn't.
Yeah, awful.
Yep. So please make sure you double save for now, and wait a minute before you close the game.
Yeah. Of course, they want to keep the bad stuff for normal people and want all the good stuff for themselves.
Yeah, that's how that works, for sure.
That's exactly how that works. Why do you think there's so many labels for the poors to make sure that we're all angry at each other?
All right. Well, I have some interesting things for the next 2 bit of news before we get into our final thing. And the first one is that 14,000 games came out on Steam in 2023.
That's crazy.
That's an incredible number.
That is. That's a ridiculous number.
Yeah. I don't know.
I wonder because I think like 2021, 2022, they were that like some of the games on there were just they were ripoffs, right?
Yeah. Most of it is shovelware.
Yeah. But you think so? It might be. And hopefully they've done a better job last year of cleaning that up.
Yeah.
So I didn't hear as much about it last year as I did the year before, I think.
Well, it might be
the beginning of last year where I heard about it so bad.
Yeah. What might be more shocking than that number is that it is the second day of the year and 51 games have already come out on Steam. So,
yeah.
Whenever somebody gets mad at you because you haven't played their favorite game, just tell them, 14,000 games came out just on Steam last year.
Right.
Literally impossible to play them all, and most of them probably aren't worth playing. But yeah, just absolute incredible number. They really should do something about shovelware and asset flips.
Yeah.
In some good news. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say they want to keep their hands clean as much as possible by saying, hey,
Yeah, it's very true, Remote. In some good news, Frogwares got their game back.
Okay.
So you might remember and you might not, depending, chat, but a while back, we talked about how the Sinking City was being removed from Steam because the publisher and the developer had gotten to a disagreement. The publisher breached their contract, and then the devs pulled the game down, but the publisher was still selling it, third party. And there was a lot of trouble from that, and it took them a while to get it sorted out. But they got it back.
Through legal process, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully hopefully everybody, the other losing party has to pay all their legal fees and back pay and stuff.
Hopefully so. They put out a statement about it that I want to go ahead and read. Frogwares is now the sole publisher of The Sinking City on all platforms, including PC. So you can expect the latest version of the game to be available on Steam, Epic Games, GOG, and Games Planet in a few weeks. Latest versions will come with all the previous bug fixes and optimizations, as well as a few things to keep in mind for the existing owner of the games on Steam and the Epic Games Store. Now, they don't mention it here, but I want to highlight real quick. They're not, if you bought it in the interim, they're not asking for you to refund it. They're not asking, they're just giving you the updates that they've been working on for free. Because even though you didn't buy it from them, you still bought the game. So they're still trying to make sure you get the stuff.
Well, at some point in time, they're probably going to make another game.
Right.
And so, doing something like that will stick, some people will remember.
Right. And so they go on to mention here a couple things that are very important. If you're already on the game on Steam, yeah, that's what I'm getting into, Dark. Due to a number of technical reasons, your old saves won't be compatible with the new version. On Steam, when you launch the game, you'll have the option to keep playing the old version if you want to.
Okay.
And on Epic Games, you'll be able to download your old saves. You'll just have to download them into the folder and then use them from the cloud. They're keeping the old version only for a limited time on Steam. You need to finish your playthrough before February 28th of this year. That's when they're going to force the update to everybody. So they're giving you over a month, almost 2 full months, to be able to go ahead and finish the game if you haven't yet on the save you're working on, and then they'll push through the update. And then
I was wondering about that too, Dark. Why the saves don't work?
I assume. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I assume it's because the publisher added some stuff into the game too. Because the publisher was intent on keeping the game.
Yeah.
And so when the developers got it back, they didn't have the code for that stuff, and the easier way is just to push out a new build that removes that stuff, and the game won't run without that stuff, is my assumption. I don't know that. They do mention that they will be releasing saves for people to download and use. So if you're close to beating the game or haven't yet got close but you want to beat it and then replay it with the new stuff, here's the new option. You can just download saves to be able to get back to where you were. Yeah, they did. They unfortunately messed with the source code, and so I would assume that the easiest way to keep moving forward for the team that actually made the game is to release a new build that overwrites all of that. Which is expensive. A full new build of the game, you got to basically pay to release that to everybody, through Steam. Yeah. So, but then they just thank everybody for the support and the patience, and they look forward to sharing more news about the future of the Sinking City very soon.
Well, I don't know how how well the settlement went for them beyond getting their game back, but they may not have to pay to put it on Steam.
Yeah, they may not have to.
It might fall into the responsibility of the publisher.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I hate that I didn't really like the game much. Because I'm really happy with the way this turned out, and I'm really proud for them. But I just didn't like it all that much,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just not, it's no Custom Mech Wars. It's just not, when I'm playing it, I'd rather be playing something else.
Gotcha.
And then finally for the week of news.
Okay.
We have 2024 in gaming. And so we've got, just like last week, we've got no, it's okay. I saw the huge message. I'll read it after the show. I'm going to preemptively say you're probably right, just so that I don't get in trouble. But I will read over it after the show. But just like we did last week, where we covered the year catching up, now we have the year going forward. What big announcements are coming for the year, and what big games are coming for the year. Before we get into this list, did you have anything you wanted to tackle here at the start of this?
I don't think so. Because you're going to go over all the games that have been announced coming out this year, yeah?
All the big games, yeah.
Okay, and it's not anywhere near 14,000?
No.
Okay, then we should be good.
Just wanted to shout out here at the start of this that Evo Japan is still supposed to be happening this year, and it's scheduled in April 27th. At some point, Nintendo's still going to be canceling the online services for 3DS and Wii U. Exactly sure what day that is, but it's this year. Okay. I was going to say, but I mean...
Hey, whatever you have to do, you got to do. I understand. I wouldn't judge you. But thanks for the clarification.
But starting in January, and again, this list is long, so I'm not going to bring up every game. I'm not going to touch on like ports and things like that. But January 18th, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is coming out. This is the new Metroidvania-style Prince of Persia game.
That's coming out on everything.
Yeah, it's all platforms, basically.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of faith in Ubisoft, so I don't know.
Right. This is also one that, as we've seen it over time, I've gotten less interested in it, Friends have indeed.
Okay, all right. Well, then you'll have to beg. Yeah, makes a lot. I got you. Yeah.
I want to shout out Yuna and the Haunted Hot Springs, the thrilling, steamy maze Kiwami. Not because I've ever heard of that game before this moment, because I haven't. It's also coming out the same day. But because it's Kiwami, which means that it's like a remake of that game.
But also, I just point out, that one's coming out on Android.
Yep.
As well. So
and iOS.
Yeah, and iOS. So I don't know about that one.
You know what? Yeah, I'll type it in the chat for you, Dark. Just give me a second. It's long, and I don't type right.
Yeah. Yuna and the Haunted Hot Springs, a thrilling, steamy maze, Kiwami.
I did forget the word thrilling. Anyway,
thrilling, steamy maze. Right. Come on. Adjectives are important.
They are. There's a new Neptunia game coming January 23rd. I'm not super stoked for this. This is like the 7th one, I think.
Target. Now, there was a conversation about these games earlier. Last year sometime. I remember quite a bit, so.
I think Will's a huge Neptunia fan, right? Will, you definitely loved the last few ones, right? I'm gonna get in trouble for that one in a minute. That's true. Apollo Justice Ace Attorney trilogy is coming out on the 25th.
Okay, just packaging it up and putting it out, huh?
Yeah, and
watch out, bearded man.
There was the watch out. There they are. The Ace Attorney trilogy, like the Apollo Justice trilogy specifically, are really good games. If anybody's never played them, they were DS exclusives. The fact that they're coming out on platforms you can actually play them on now.
Okay.
I want to believe in Macross Shooting Insight. That's also coming out on the 25th. Because I love a good Macross game. The fact that I can't find any articles about it has me worried.
Yeah.
Afraid it's going to wind up being just like an Xbox Live Arcade game almost. That is Windows, Switch, PS4, PS5.
Yeah, so that was announced on January 9th, 2023. When that one was coming out. I don't remember that one. But that's just on a PlayStation.
Yeah, it got delayed, and I think that's when they added in the other...
The Switch and the PC?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No Xbox for that one. Oh, well.
Unfortunately. January 26th, it's also coming... Well, there you go. January 26th gives us Tekken 8, which I've been seeing ads for crazy lately. Like, that's everywhere it seems. And this is... Tekken 8 already exists on consoles. This is the PS5, Xbox Series X, and Windows version. You know, people are excited about it. It already exists in arcades, is what I should specify, in Japan.
Gotcha. Of course it does.
But Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth also comes out on January 26th. This is the new Yakuza game. Steam, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. Very excited for this one. Can't wait.
All right. You know what, Dark? I don't think any of the fighting games have really done anything in so long.
Yep.
That like caught my eye. I mean, like for me, a long time. Like Tekken 2.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a game that people should care about. All right, keep going.
Can't wait for second impressions. Yeah. On the 30th, we have The Lost Legends of Redwall, the Scout Anthology.
Oh, I bet you're excited about that, aren't
I
you?
am.
It's Redwall. It skipped the most important date of January. Whatever. Keep going.
It also is going to be a like series of episodes, so you know, we'll see how good they are. But Blaze Blue Entropy Effect, speaking of fighting games, is coming out on the 31st.
Yeah.
So, you know, brand new fighting game. I forgot to mention Under Night In Birth 2 Cis Celeste on the 25th. That's also a fighting game. Lots of fighting games coming out. You know.
But that game's been in arcades in Japan since 2012.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're just getting it now.
Who knows? But
I think the console release was supposed to be in like 2014.
Probably.
Talk about a delay.
Yeah, I'm just excited for the new one, but I do need to play the old ones. I'm gonna go play Guilty Gear Strive instead of playing all these fighting games. But if you want to play a new fighting game, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink comes out on February 1st. So, you know, Steam, PS4, PS5. People seem excited for that one. I've never been super into Grand Blue, but
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that part of a series or something?
yeah, Grand Blue Versus, Grand Blue Fantasy, all that fun stuff. February 2nd, we get Persona 3 Reload, which is the Persona 3 remake. That one seems like it's going to be pretty popular. A lot of people excited for it. I'm going to be the weird contrarian here. Persona 3's like my second favorite Persona game. I don't know that I needed a new remake with spiffy graphics. I kind of just like the PS2 version.
It's a reload.
Yeah, you're right. It's not more P5. This is very true. Okay, that makes sense. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is also on the 2nd, which is
watch out, bearded man.
Windows. Thank you, Will. Windows, PS5, Xbox Series X, and so that game looks weird. I don't know that I want to play it, but I kind of also want to.
Yeah. Well, I just don't look. There's been one movie game tie-in thing.
Yeah.
Kind of with one game in the history.
Yeah.
That like people are like, no, that's a good game. And that was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
It was a couple of years ago. So I don't know. I don't really trust it.
Godzilla game on PS3 wasn't the worst thing ever. It wasn't good, but it wasn't the worst thing ever.
Okay, so it wasn't ET for Atari. I don't think, it's a very high bar there.
It was better than Gollum. Helldivers 2 comes out on the 8th. I'm excited for this one.
I know you got all excited when the trailer played.
It looks really cool. Steam and PS5, unfortunately, no Xbox, which is actually like a big shame because Helldivers, one of the biggest things about it is the co-op. And this was a great opportunity to push some of that, hey, it doesn't matter what platform you're on, But no. That's what he was saying, I think, is that was a good tie-in game. The Guardians of the Galaxy one.
Yeah. That was it. Yeah, that was it. That's the one game. As far as like Marvel or movie tie-ins, that like I trust the people that have told me that's a good game,
On the 13th, we have Banishers, Ghost of New Eden, which we know Dark is super excited for. That's the Don't Nod game that we saw a ad for.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. The Spider-Man games are, but they're not tied into the movies at all. They're completely separate. Yes, absolutely, Remas. We will play some Helldivers. 100%. On the 14th, I know everybody's excited for this. Tomb Raider 1 to 3 remastered starring Lara Croft. That's the actual title.
If she doesn't have pyramid boobies, I'm not playing.
I don't think
need an update.
Don't think she. I'm very confused by this. I understand what they're doing, but I wish they didn't do it this way. Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak, which I'm chomping at the bit for, is coming out in Japan on February 15th. It's not coming out until later for the rest of us. March in Asia and like much later in the year for us. Why? Give us a worldwide release. I want to play it.
No, I want to make sure their content creators get to do it first.
Yeah, unironically, they will, and they'll make a bunch of videos on it. I don't want to import it. I want to play it in English. I know some of those voice actors from playing the other games. I want to see it. The voices I know. Anyway, Skull and Bones is finally coming out, supposedly on February 16th. That's only been in development for like 8 years.
Yeah, that was originally planned for the Google Stadia.
Yep.
I do believe. Oh my gosh.
We shall see.
We shall see indeed if it actually comes out.
All
but
right.
it's a thing. Oh, okay. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. There's the Kira cry. Big Trey cry. No, that makes the story make a lot more sense with characters interact. I don't know if anybody's actually excited for this or not, but King Arthur Knight's Tale is coming out on February 22nd. I've seen some movement on Twitter X saying they're excited for it, but it's PS5, Xbox Series X exclusive.
Yeah, but the only thing that's interesting about this that might be a little bit different is your character's Mordred.
Yeah.
You're the,
I think this game is already on Steam. That's what baffles me about it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Makes sense. Then we have... This might only appeal to me. But not Morrigan, Mordred. I understand the confusion.
Yeah. Not Morgan, Mordred.
February 22nd, Shin-Chan, Hero of Coal Town. Shin-Chan is like such a weird series about a little boy that does a lot of things he shouldn't be doing. But the games are like so precious in a lot of ways. As Shin-Chan just explores the Japanese countryside. I like it.
Like 33 years old now. 34? Early 90s?
Yeah, he's always a child though. Forever be. This is a weird one. Wrath Eon of Ruin is the newest upcoming like Magic first-person shooter coming to Steam on February 27th.
Well, there was I wonder if anything, do you remember a game called, it's called Hexen, I believe.
Yes, I remember Hexen, yeah.
It's a first-person shooter, but you use magic. Okay.
That's what Immortals of Avium was trying to be too.
Oh.
Yeah, Shin-Chan's like that.
Yeah.
On the 28th, we also get the remake of Brothers, Tale of Two Sons.
Yeah.
You know.
That was a very interesting game.
Yeah. On the 29th, we get Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That's the second game in the remake series.
So you going to get out of town now? I wonder.
Yeah, you're going to be leaving Midgard.
Yeah.
Very excited for that. Can't wait. Then we're going to jump ahead a little bit here because we have some Switch games. We have some mobile games. Gotcha games that I don't really care to cover here. We're going to go all the way to March 20th. Actually, I'm sorry, March 8th. I forgot it. Homeworld 3 is coming. People are very excited for that. RTS in space. Come on, Trey. You're right. Right. I'm sorry, Will. People are very excited for that.
Okay. Why are you going to March 20th? Trey.
March 20th has Alone in the Dark remake, which I know you're very excited for.
The games, the
reboot,
movies, they were all horrible. And I like Christian Slater.
Yeah, but now you're what's his name from Stranger Things?
What?
Now instead of Christian Slater, you're the guy from Stranger Things, the cop.
Oh, yeah. Hopper.
Yeah, Hopper.
Yeah.
Homeworld. I'm glad you like Homeworld.
Later.
Dragon Dogma 2. I completely moved the S in that sentence. Dragon's Dogma 2 retake is on March 22nd.
Okay.
Stoked for that game. Princess
Nothing about Stranger Things.
Princess Peach Showtime is also on March 22nd, which is the Princess Peach adventure game where she's the main character. And she gets some cool outfits, like a monk robe and a musketeer's outfit that she gets to fight in.
Swashbuckling thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure that'd be. I'm interested in the one right after that.
Yeah. Rise of the Ronin.
Yeah.
Also March 22nd.
I'm looking at the cover art for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure that's a Dutch ship.
Yeah.
In the background, but the way I'm guessing that's a Ronin right there, standing up there, main character, the white robe. So I think it's going to be during the Age of War, not the Edo period.
Yeah.
Some Jedi. But that's a cool. I'd like to check that one out.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool, and it is a PlayStation exclusive right now, but it'll be a PlayStation exclusive for like 6 months, and then it'll come out on everything else probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
This is made by Team Ninja, so they have a long-standing reign of making very good games that also have a little bit of jank.
Right.
Little bit of jank. Ninja Gaiden, Dead or Alive, things like that. And very recently, of course, they made Wolong, Neo. I'm excited. Then we have, as I mentioned earlier, in Asia, we have The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Daybreak, on the 20... It doesn't say what day, it's just TBA. I thought it was the 20...
Okay.
Neo is very good, Alex. And for those who are like, man, this is taking a long time, don't worry. Everything after March, we get a lot less information about when stuff coming out. So in April, we have Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes.
Yeah, well.
Which, that seems like it could be cool. It's made by the Suikoden team. Having left Konami, they can't use the name anymore. But it's Suikoden in spirit. It's Suikoden in style. It's Suikoden in gameplay. It just doesn't have that name. So, okay. I love Suikoden 2. Suikoden 2 is one of the best games ever made, in my opinion. So I'm really excited for 100 Heroes. I hope it doesn't have the other problem of like, hey, guy leaves company to make it on his own, or like team, that happened with Mega Man 11, where Keiji Inafune made one of the worst Mega Man games. But we'll see.
I see.
We'll see. If you're excited for it, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no retake. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Sweep the Board is coming out April 25th. Yeah, I agree. This is the Mario Party style Demon Slayer game. So, sure. Braid Anniversary Edition. Wow, I cannot talk today. Also comes out on the 30th. If you're ready to play Braid after like 10 years,
10 years?
It's been longer than that, I think.
Like 14 years. Bro.
Yeah. Oof.
2000. Let's see here. 2008.
Ugh.
August of 2008.
Oh.
Now it was released for Windows and Mac in 2009, April, May.
But I played it on Xbox originally.
Okay.
Xbox Live Arcade. Mega Man peaked at Command Mission because it's the only one. Look, Mega Man did peak at Command Mission, unironically, because that's a great game. Then we have Black Myth Wukong coming August 20th. And if you say, hey, why'd you jump from April to August? I'm sorry, it's not by choice. We don't have any more release dates in between right now. But I'm excited for Black Myth Wukong. That looks really cool. You get to play as the Monkey King.
Yeah, it's Journey to the West.
Yeah.
Of the game.
As a Souls-like.
Yeah.
Alley. Dark Command Mission is an RPG. It's a Mega Man RPG. But I think you're talking about Battle Network, which are also very good. And already had started coming out before Command Mission came.
Okay.
Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 comes out September 9th, which I'm very excited for, especially with the very recent reveal that you're not just going to be fighting Tyranids, you're also going to be able to fight like Tzeentch demons and stuff like that too. So, very, very cool.
Yeah. There's lots and lots of games coming out, but some of them we only have like, hey, we're going to release it in the first, second quarter type thing. Going through that, there's not any dates on there.
Yeah.
But I think Trey has... Do you have the link you can put up there for them if anybody else wants to check this list?
I do, and I have a short list of games in the TBAs that I wanted to highlight real quick.
Okay.
Also, Dark, I think you're talking about Mega Man Legends, which are also very good. Arc 2 is coming out at some point in this year, supposedly. A lot of people are really excited for that. I'm just excited to see if they actually still have Vin Diesel's likeness in there or not. Chicken Police Into the Hive comes out at some point this year, and I'm very stoked for that because it's a detective game about a chicken cop. Just a cop with a chicken head.
Okay.
And that seems like it could be really cool. Cook Serve Delicious Remastered is coming out at some time, that's just a wonderful remaster name. Well done.
Mustard. Don't be silly.
And then Greedfall 2, The Dying World Coming out, I was actually gifted Greedfall at one point and have not touched it yet. So we may do that on a.
I've got that game.
Oh, okay.
That's put up somewhere. I have actually played that game.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. Yeah.
You stoked for the sequel then?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, Legends, nice. I'm the only one who's going to care about this, and I'm sad because it's a mobile game. Inazuma 11 Victory Road, which is another sports anime turned video game, but it's a mobile game.
Okay.
And then at some point, Trails Through Daybreak is going to come to the U.S. And, I'll get to play it. Little Nightmares 3 is coming at some point this year.
Cool.
Lollipop.
I gotta play 2.
Yeah.
I gotta beat 2. Yeah. Me and my girl gotta go through 2.
Yeah. Lollipop Chainsaw Repop coming out. Lollipop Chainsaw was a really weird game, but it had some good stuff in there. Be excited to play it again. I know you're excited for Return to Moria. That's coming out at some point this year.
Possibly. Possibly. I'm very, very. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Were you able to get all the achievements in the first Little Nightmares? Dark is asking.
I'm not sure. I think if we found all the little
Gnomes?
Sudscat guys, little gnomes. I don't think I do.
Okay.
But
Ooh. Without dying in under an hour? Ooh.
I had a couple of them. That's gonna be real hard.
Yeah.
A couple of spots where you're gonna have to do the right input at the right time.
Yeah.
To have the shortest run. Okay.
I got a few more of these for you.
Okay.
Luigi's Mansion 2 HD is coming to Switch at some point in the year.
Oh, that's cool.
Nomadic thing. Okay. Gotcha. Eugenics is coming out at some point this year, which is a roguelike about breeding cats. And I want to play it just because it's called Eugenics.
You're gonna have to play it, and I don't know why.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to. There's no choice. Multiverses is re-releasing at some point this year after they took the game down after never saying it was a demo. So I mean, there's that.
Yeah. Earth Defense Force 6.
Yes, I was getting there. Earth Defense Force 6. Very excited for that one.
Yes.
And then Stalker 2 coming out at some point. And those devs have continued making that game over the course of, being bombed, being shot at, losing members of the team. And I just wanted to give them the final big shout out here at the end of my list of they've still been making it. It's coming out at some point this year.
God. 4th Stalker game.
Yep. And then at some point this year, we're supposed to get a Fallout TV series and a Borderlands movie.
No, hey, hold on. Because I did them down here. We're going to go through each one of these.
Okay.
In quarter 1 of 2024, Paramount Plus is looking to put out Knuckles, a mini-series.
Yeah.
About based on the Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay,
I'll watch it. I love Knuckles.
that's kind of it's kind of weird that he's going to be for us. Yeah, it's been a while. Let's see, what was it? So April 12th, of course, Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
We got that from Amazon Prime. You mentioned the Borderlands one on August 9th.
Yep.
Which weird to me is Lionsgate is doing that one.
Yeah.
So that's kind of weird. Then there's going to be Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in December.
Yeah, I really liked the first movie. I need to see the second one.
Yeah.
This third movie's got Shadow in it.
Well, apparently the Knuckles thing, the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is going to be the follow-up to the Knuckles miniseries.
Oh, so I got to watch it all then.
Yes, you have to watch it all.
He knucks him.
And then that's December 20th, 2024. Okay. So that's the 4 that we have dates for.
Right.
Then they're going to put out a Dead Cells animated series.
I'll watch it. I really like Dead Cells as a roguelike. I have no idea what the story would be for the series.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotten better recently, but she has been annoying for many years.
I don't know. Now, this one, what are they doing with this? Devil May Cry. Are you just going to do the original game? Try to keep it simple, stupid, and just try to make it decent, have your guy at I wanted to be the one to give your dark soul light.
Well, they did an animated series before,
Yeah.
for DMC, but it was based on DMC 2 and 3.
Right.
So I don't know if this will be DMC 1 or if it'll be DMC 5,
It'll probably be an amalgamation there at the end of,
Which means there will be plenty of that, Dark. Don't worry.
that. And then the last one is kind of like a no duh.
Yeah.
The Tomb Raider, Legend of Lara Croft. And it's gonna have what was her name? Captain America's girlfriend, Peggy Carter.
Oh, okay.
We'll be playing Lara Croft.
Okay.
I think. Haley Atwell.
All right.
Won't do that. The
Might be good.
Angelina Jolie anymore. I don't know. Might be. I don't know.
Games are not just. They Cries are one of the greatest series that's ever been. Combat is incredible, Dark.
Yeah, I agree with you for the first one. That was something special. Nothing quite like it. Really good, but it's kind of got dull.
We don't talk about DMC 2. DMC 3 is great. DMC 4 is okay. DMC 5 was great, but DMC 2 is not just the worst game in that series. Legitimately one of the biggest failures of a sequel that I've ever seen in video.
Also, Dante was the author. Virgil was the protagonist. I don't know why they got to use both those names in there.
No, they are amazing games. DMC 3 and DMC 5 are top tier. DMC 4 is
you say so.
DMC 3 is in my top 25 of all time. Love that game.
You need to get out more.
All right. Let's throw it over to your corner then.
Oh, okay. So, I'll make you play Dynasty Warriors 9 on a Friday night.
Don't do that. No. I beat that game and I hated it.
All right. So, it's my corner. As you know, we always start this off with a happy birthday. Yeah. And I would like to say happy birthday to Catherine Ann Long. You may know her better as Kate Bosworth.
Oh,
she played Lois Lane in Superman Returns.
Yeah.
Kate Bosworth. Yes.
That makes more sense.
I'm sure she's a busy actress. I'm sure she's got scripts and stuff to read, treatments to do, and things like that. Check up on. So she'll probably catch up later in the week. And when you do, sure. Miss Bosworth, happy birthday. Just know we were thinking about you. Okay?
Yeah.
Catherine Zeta-Jones. No! Catherine Ann Long. Catherine Zeta-Jones. Listen, she's a very attractive woman. Okay. So I got a story to tell you. Hold on. Let me do something. Let me check. I can do this. I'm going to send you. I'm trying to send you a picture.
Okay.
You can have it for a little bit just so it would help with the stories.
All right.
But I'll try it. I'll try again. Hold on.
Wait.
No, I'm not. I don't share that. All right, so just hold on that picture for a minute, okay?
Okay, yeah. Do you want me to put it on stream or just hold on to it?
You decide when to do it as I go through the
Okay.
story.
I'm gonna download it just to be safe.
Okay, you go ahead and get situated. Ugh.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so this lady named Jessica Vincent, her and if I get my notes straight here, her and her oh wait, where'd it go?
Lost the image. Some.
See, what are you doing? Okay, I got it. Naza Acosta. Okay. So, yeah. So, Jessica Vincent, this lady, her and her partner, Nazca Acosta, were training horses, as they do. You know, horse girls are partners. They train horses together.
Yeah.
They're set. But after a day of training horses and doing the thing, they decided to go to Goodwill. They like to thrift shop, see what they might have. When Jessica Vincent got there, she started surveying the shelves of a Virginia Goodwill, and she saw this vase. And it was shaped like a bottle, had ribbons of colors, aqua green and amethyst purple. Got spirals in the glass surface like stripes of paint. I have a picture of just the bottle, but you got a picture of Jessica and the bottle, right? Okay. And it was just set up there. It was kind of looked old, and it was set up there, you know, where the measuring cups are, candles, other little kitschy stuff. And she picked it up and was looking at it, and she saw on the bottom of the vase it said Murano in Italia. And she was like, "Oh, that's cool." So she was like, "Hey, this is gonna look good in my house. I got a spot for it. Nice little decoration thing, yeah." So she paid $3.99 at the Goodwill, and took it home.
Okay.
And she was happy she was going to set it up. Then she started doing some research on it just to find out more about the bottle and what it was. Okay. Now, she has had a long history of Goodwill, thrift shops, garage sales, yard sales, things like that, right? Went with her mother when she was little, kept it going. I always felt she had kind of an eye for stuff with that. When she got this vase, thought she picked out some good stuff for her house and everything. It hadn't been out very long. The vase had only been on the shelf for probably a couple of days. I said a lot at this particular Goodwill.
Yeah.
They average about 2,000 new pieces a day coming in and going out. Going through that, but so she decided to do a little bit of research on it to find out where it was made. One cool thing she found, it was made in the early 1940s.
Oh.
Right? Not only was it made in the early 1940s, it was a special piece by designer Carlo Scarpa, who's an Italian architect. There's places throughout Europe and Italy, like these real fancy places, auditoriums and things that he's done. Built years ago.
Yeah.
And they're still up there. And this was part of I think he did working with a glass blower. Okay. And there's kind of some special stuff about the way this glass was made.
Okay.
So after doing a little bit of this research, finding out about the company it came from, the person who made it. Now she has always been a fan of what was it? Where they go pick auctioneers or whatever, Antiques Roadshow.
Okay.
She always been a fan of that. So she was thinking. So she got in touch with Wright Auction House in Chicago.
Yeah.
And on December 13th last year, She sold it to a private European collection for $107,100,
Oh boy.
which is quite all right. Going through that. Well, there's something about the way that this was made, and because the style of it and everything, like it has to be constantly turned
Yeah.
as you're blowing the glass, and then you're adding in these extra pieces on there. So it's not just a painted glass.
Yeah.
It's actually like in the whole molten glass part of the process going through. So she spent $3.99. She sold it for, I don't know, a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
I thought, so that. And for her, it just reconfirmed her thought that yes, I do have a good eye after all.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right?
How did it wind up in a Goodwill?
That nobody knows. Honestly, like some of the things are like one of the Goodwill people said, people clean out grandma's basement.
Yeah.
They find, they find different things.
Yeah.
I mean, holy cow! There's just a couple of years ago, somebody found a bust from the Roman era that had taken off a statue, and just been in somebody's thing, ended up in an auction house. And they said, no, that's an actual Roman bust from the empire. But yeah, so made quite a bit of money. And just on, let me pull it down here. Let me get the guy's name. Carlo Scarpa.
Yeah.
Carlo, Carlo, and then Scarpa, Scarpa. Might be worth if you're bored. Remember that name? And just go look at some of the things that were designed by this person.
Okay.
And what they put together. He was the architect first.
Yeah.
To come across, there. But that's what I was, somebody making a good purchase at Goodwill.
Never know.
Yes, I would be pretty tickled pink about that too. I spent $3.99.
Yeah.
Got my money back and then some.
Life-changing amount of money, honestly.
Yeah, there's people working the back of both Salvation Army and Goodwill that pick through everything before they put it out.
Yeah, I'm sure.
This thing, obviously made it through that unofficial scouring.
Yeah. I mean, the same thing happens with like stores that sell limited editions of games or albums or anything like that too. Mm-hmm. Employees always pick them out first.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. But one got through and she got it. I bet the guy who loaded the truck or unloaded stuff and set pieces was furious.
Yeah, I'm sure. Ah!
That face looks stupid. I didn't want it. Which honestly, you put the picture up, yeah?
No, I didn't. I can put it up now.
Oh my gosh. Put it out because the bottle doesn't really look that special. Just kind of neat, But Jessica and her girlfriend made quite a lot of money off of it.
Good for them.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's like I said. I don't know that I would have picked. I don't like the colors on it. I don't know how to picked up that bottle.
I don't like the green mixed in with the brown. It just
Hey, it's a big deal, Trey.
Mint chocolate over there. All right. Throw it over to the outro then.
Okay.
You got any plugs tonight?
No, just appreciate everybody.
Yeah.
Love y'all. Seriously. Appreciate y'all bunch. And yeah, just I shouted out the best thing I could for her and her girlfriend. Miss Victoria there.
Yep. Good on them.
Yeah. Vincent, excuse me, not Victoria. Just Vincent.
The show is not ending earlier than usual, and I'm sorry. I have Game of the Year stuff after this, and I gotta fix a thumbnail because Waverly was right. So tomorrow you'll be doing Relicta.
Yes, we're gonna beat this stupid game. Me and Angela Patel, we're gonna make it.
Yeah.
If I was as smart as the protagonist is in this game, we'd be done already. But I'm not.
I said I was gonna remake it. You were right.
No, I didn't. I got There's a couple of shows 'cause I don't play for 2 hours. There's a couple of shows where I really got jammed up, so I didn't get past it for a couple. And last time I played, I actually got some movement through the game, but then it was like one more. It's like, oh my gosh, okay. Again, I thought I was doing the last level.
Yeah.
And it gave me another one.
That's what we were talking about it with the Liza P stuff, about which one of us would beat it sooner. And if I hadn't done the longer streams, I'd still be like halfway through Liza P. Sometimes games are a little longer than they need to be.
Yeah. Well, we'll get through it.
We're going to be doing... Yeah, it sounds like it's raining outside.
Okay. Nice.
We're going to be doing something Thursday. We haven't decided yet. We got a couple different ideas that we're bouncing between, so we'll pick one of them at the point. Then Friday, we'll be doing double stream. It's not a double link stream. It's just 1 hour, one game, 1 hour the other. We're going to check out Dredge and Dave the Diver, which I got with the custom Mech Wars money. So we're going to do an hour of Dave the Diver, an hour of Dredge, and check both of those out. I don't necessarily think that's going to happen, Dark, but you know.
Oh my gosh.
And then next Monday we'll be back with Lotro with MO Mondays, and next Tuesday we're gonna get to the mukbang this year. Next Tuesday we'll have a regular podcast, so you know, got some exciting stuff coming up. Just another reminder, at the end of the show here, the Discord is open to everybody now, so if you want to come hang out and talk Gundam or Lotro or any of the weird stuff that we do, you can do that. There's a channel for the Wednesday show in there. If you have recommendations for games that Rundgren should play, there's a channel for the Friday streams and recommendations for what I should play. You know, there's all kinds of stuff in there. If you want to talk to us, you can. Yeah, I don't like other people watching me eat, and he has to watch me eat far more than I'm happy with already. I don't want the rest of the internet watching me eat. I'm sure there is. But until next time, I've been Trey.
I've been Rundgren.
And this has been the Full Spectrum Podcast. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum life and finding vases at Goodwill has to offer.
Good night, all.